Welcome back to Sacredstorieshub, where people share their most profound and sometimes challenging life experience. We received another story to tell. We tried our best to translate it to English. Here is the story. Hey brother, I'm good. I have this story I want to share, but it's painful. I know I'll feel better after you shared my story. I hope you don't mind it in a Zulu language. I don't even know where to start. I'm a woman who is 25 years. I live in Tembisa, here in Johannesburg. When I was in Edulweni Primary School, everything was nice. I was staying with my biological dad and my stepmother. My stepmother was a nice person. When I was doing grade 5, then my dad died. He had a heart attack. My other relatives stay far from Johannesburg, so he was only person I could rely on. In the funeral, my relative asked me if I liked my stepmother, and I said yes, I like her. Then they left me with her in our father's house. We stayed together for almost 3 years, and she was fine. When I was in grade 9 at Tembisa High School, early that year, she changed. She would start raising her voice, calling me with names. She will say I eat her all food. Soon she will kick me out in my father's house. She said now it's her house. I cried that day and I started to be depressed. We started not to talk much and she started to be busy with her phone. Few days later, she came with a rich man. I would see by his car that he's rich. He came and she introduced me. Then he went home late and he didn't want to go. I wasn't that comfortable because he was looking me in other way. Well, they dated for weeks. Whenever he came, I would go to next door. There was a girl I know, so I would stay with her until he's gone. One day he didn't come back home. One day I didn't come back home because that guy slept in our place. Then my stepmother whipped me so hard. She said, now I'm busy sleeping with men. I am now a woman. I disobey her. From now on, I would start paying bills since I'm a grown woman. I cried in my bedroom for days. I didn't even have energy to talk to someone or come out. After 3 days, my stepmother came in my room and she said with a lower voice, she checked me and she gave me food and she said you need to bath and be healthy, and I did that. I started to eat. Later she brought me supper and a present. I was surprised and happy. I ate all my supper because I wanted to open the present. When I checked the present, it was a maroon lingerie. I ran out of words because I never had any sexual talk with her. She said, you see, you'd have been eating. It was that guy's money who comes here every day. Now he said he likes you. So every day whenever he comes, you go into bath, wear this and this perfume because we can't afford to lose rich men like him. She was happy that now they will pay more for me and we will be rich again. That time I was still a virgin. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. That guy came and I did that. He didn't even say a word. He has his own key. He came in, take off all the clothes and started touching me. It was painful. I didn't even enjoy a thing. My mother came back and she told me that they paid. Now she's going to buy groceries. She said I did a good job. When she comes back, she switched the sheets because everything was happening in her room. That guy came couple of times. The whole thing started in holidays. She took my remove at school. At school, I am sure they understood since I have lost my father. I didn't attend school. I was now a prostitute because 3 months of sleeping with that guy. He then introduced to another man. My job was to wake up, watch TV and eat. Later I bath and wait for men. She's the one who do the bookings. Sometimes I would sleep with 3 people in a day. Around 1 p.m., around 5 p.m. and around 9 p.m. Only with rich people. One day I managed to talk to this boy, in our backyard neighbor. He smoked drugs. He used to call me cheese girl because he saw that I had money. So I gave him money because my mother gave me some of the money. But I was locked indoors. I couldn't spend the money. So I bought drugs. I started taking drugs. I remember when I am in drugs, I started to enjoy it, but I knew it was wrong. But my life was now different. I didn't mind the whole thing. There was no pain until one of the guys found out that I was no longer scared. They like kids who are scared, but I started to enjoy it. They complained to my mother. Then she came. She was not staying with me. I was staying alone. He just come, bring food and my share. She will cook, clean, and she will leave me every day. So now we lost clients. I ended up in drugs. That's where my mother kicked me out of the house. I had a lot of money. I didn't care. I was now in streets buying drugs. After a few months, I ran out of cash. I was now offering my body to get drugs until someone I know saw me in the streets and they called my relatives. They came. I was so embarrassed, but I knew that they will save me. They took me to rehab and I got help, but they didn't know that I was sexually abused. But she kicked my stepmother out. But they kicked my stepmother out of my father's house. This story I used to share it to my maid there in rehab. That's where I noticed that I feel better when I share. Besides that, no one knows that I was sexually abused. Ngiyabonga bhuti. I want you to stay connected with the loved ones who truly care about you. Their support can make you a world of difference. Take things one step at a time and don't lose sight of your own well-being and happiness. That was it. If you resonate with any of these stories, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and share this heartfelt experience with others. Let's continue to spread empathy and understanding. See you in another episode.